or who were messing up and didn't want to hear what he had to say. That's what the vision was. So he was telling them, listen, you need to write the vision down and make it plain so everybody that reads it can run therein. There ain't no dispute, or there ain't no gray areas. Everybody know what I'm fitting to do. Everybody know what's fitting to go down. See, that ain't no good thing. He says, now for you, don't worry about it. Your enemies will be dealt with. The situation is going to be taken care of. You will be justified. You will be rectified. And you will be exonerated. And what he was telling them was, even though folks have done wrong to you and they've done all of this stuff, payment is coming.
Amen.
Payment is coming. He said, even though it tarry, wait for it. He said, because it's going to come. It's going to speak and it ain't going to lie. He said, because I can't lie. Now, then he says in verse 4, and this is where I want to go. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. Now, he's saying that those that are brought up in knowledge or pride ain't going to hear this.
Oh, my Jesus.
He said, that's why I want you to make it plain. The reason why I want you to make it plain is so that I am justified in taking them down, because I gave them an opportunity to get it right, and they were so puffed up in pride, they didn't take the opportunity. But this is what he said. No matter what goes down, but the just shall live by... Now, wait a minute. What did y'all just say?
Faith.
The just shall live by faith. Ain't that what y'all said? Ain't y'all heard that quoted it that way? But that ain't the way this reads. The first time that this comes up, this is how it reads. But the just shall live by his faith. And the reason why I want to make a distinguishment by his faith and the just shall live by faith is because you have to make a determination of whose faith it is you're going to live by. See, some of us think we can get by grandma's faith. We can get by mama's faith.
Come on, please.
We can get by church members' faith. I can get by the pastor's faith. No. He said the just going to live by his faith. So if you're going to live by your faith, how is your faith going to do you? And as I thought about this, I thought about when Jesus said, Simon, Simon, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I prayed for you. What did he pray? I prayed that your faith don't fail you. Even Jesus is telling us that we have to get our faith up. That's the title of my sermon, Get Your Faith Up.
Jesus.
And how I came about this, I was thinking about what the prophet told me, get your wind up. And some of us know what that means, get your wind up. But God said you need to get your faith up. In this time and in this hour when it seems like chaos, fear, and craziness is bust out all over the place, we're going to have to get our faith up. Because if we don't get our faith up, we're going to be sucked into the same terror and the same fear as the world.
Amen.
But near he says, the just shall live by his faith. And you got to understand something. There's a law when it comes to the Bible. The law first mentions. This is the first time that it's mentioned. Okay? So since this is the first time it's mentioned, I'm going to have them read. I'm going to read one, and then I'm going to have us read two other scriptures where this is referred to. But he's telling us here, we cannot look at somebody else's faith. We're going to have to live by ours. So that means our faith got to be correct. But that's how we're going to live. All right? Now, Romans chapter 1, verse 17 says, for therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith. How is the righteousness of God revealed? From faith to faith. That's the building of my belief system. Okay? But then he says, let me get back where I'm going. He says, what is 17? For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, As it is written. Where is it written? It's written in Habakkuk 2 and 4. The just shall live by faith. We love to quote that. Okay? Get me Galatians chapter 3, verse 11. What does it say?
But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith.
Pastor Tim. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38.
Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
Let's stop right there. 3 scriptures that it says, the just shall live by what?
Faith.
Whose faith?
His faith.
Our faith. When he said his faith, he's telling us we have to live by our faith. Now, let's look at that for a minute. So Shanice, can we look at it for a minute? Okay. First of all, it says the just. It didn't just say anybody.
Yes, sir.
The just, the just, the just. We are the just. Okay. If I'm going to be a part of Christ and I'm going to be a part of the kingdom, I am the just. So how do I live? Do I live by church services?
No, faith.
Do I live by giving?
No, faith.
Do I live by party? Do I live by my job? But that's what people are living by. They're living by everything other than what he told us to live by. It says the just shall live by. When you live by something, that means that is the means that it happens. So if my life is to be what God wants it to be, I'm going to have faith in him to bring it to pass. Why? Because see, the just shall live by faith. Why? Because the just are going to encounter trouble. Many are the affliction of the righteous, but the Lord will deliver them out of them all. Why? Because the just live by faith. If I don't live by faith, I will never obtain what God wants me to obtain. So what faith is he talking about? And he didn't make it hard, because it tells you here that guess what? Every man has a measure of faith. So in order for me to live, I got to live by faith. But that faith, which really means my belief system, because that's what faith is. Jesus was saying to the people, according to thy faith, be it unto you. What he was saying was, if you believe it, you make room for it and it can happen. Now we have taken that and we've jacked it up because we put all the onus on us. Let's act it up.
Sister Regina said it was out.
It is. Is it on all?
I can tell
It may be playing on there, but not on there. We can fix that right quick.